Hey, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Sorry that that video got cut short. If your mom's with littles that you have a very specific window of time, and once that window of time is up, then the things shift in the house. And so that happened. But there's a part that I really want to share with you. This is the heart of the book. This is the heart of the book. I when we released it, I thought this is too simple. I need to write like a book and go into like all the specific things. And I just want to say that it's powerful. Routines are powerful, um, more so than I realized. So take a moment to listen to this, and it's Aaron and I just talking about why we wrote this, the heart of it. And I also want to say, I've got to head out, but I'm going to come right back after this clip and we're going to work on our weekly review. And so Erin has a business, so she won't be able to be with me today, but tomorrow is day one. So we've kind of given you since Thanksgiving uh access to this, and she and I have just like honestly, I like we're in life, and sometimes life you've got to pivot. And so I have a very young little girl. Erin has a business, and so tomorrow we've officially made tomorrow the start date. So you got tomorrow, but you are going to have recordings to everything, so you can start when you need to. You have free access until the 14th. So enjoy this clip. I hope it encourages you. Yeah, can I share about what Dr. Luann taught me?
You can share anything you want.
Yeah, so this was funny. So I mentioned last year was a harder year. And I hit a point where I had to text uh our campus pastor's wife and say, I need help.
Yeah.
And so I went to my session and thought, it's gonna be like get her on med, like honestly, I was really
Get
on
on meds. Freak.
like
Yeah.
intense stuff.
Yeah.
And she told me that my homework for that week, it was like my first or second session, was to create a nighttime routine.
That's,
And and I thought
like that's
like,
all she told you when you were
yeah, and then
crashing
I
out.
was working from home, so she told me to like close all my doors whenever I was working because I was bad about like letting home and work mesh together, and I
So
didn't
you
want
were
to.
so your workspace, you were like every room, you would try to work in every room and just drift.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so she
So
told
she
me,
told you close doors and have what? Like do
she
what?
said like make you a workstation
Just
and
one.
it doesn't leave. And she said,
Hmm.
put it in a room. So right now I'm kind of cheating because I've got it in here, which is easier.
Yeah.
Um, but back,
But you're in a better place now. But when you were crashing out, like having a hard time just
yeah,
functioning daily, she encouraged you to just have one space that
yeah,
was the same every day.
yeah. But I had to close the door. So it was like a
Yeah.
physical, like time for work, close the door.
Yeah.
And I was
And
in there.
then when you would be done with work, you would close that room off where you wouldn't even see it.
Yeah. And I've used
Mhm.
it for like
Smart.
even cleaning. I just get overwhelmed easy. I don't know where that comes from,
Yeah.
but I get really overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So it kind of like this space, I mentally think I'm gonna close the kitchen. So
Yeah.
I try to just focus here.
Yeah.
Um, so those two things helped me. She kind of taught me how to like be in the space and don't let yourself leave until you're done.
Got it.
Um,
Okay. Okay. I
and
got
then
it.
and then she told me to do a nighttime routine. And those two things helped me get out of a pretty bad spot. So,
How quickly could you feel the shift?
oh, that week.
So just by doing those simple things, like your nervous system started to settle.
Yeah, because it's like I knew like it was giving me, I knew what to expect. And we did this when we traveled, like we were in new places and
Hmm.
um
We never knew what was coming, which is not a
like,
bad thing, but for
well, it's
us, we
not
never
yeah, it
know.
wasn't a bad thing, but it was just the
Yeah.
life that we were in. And
Yeah.
then when I moved here, like I didn't know people, so it was a lot of new, and we moved,
Change.
yeah, just change and moving um and so I think this is the first season where I've actually been able to get into some structure and not experience
Hmm.
like a major change of some
Hmm.
sort. So, but in the middle of change. So let's say if I'm sticking to the same morning routine, like when we were in that hotel for Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
if I followed the same routine, it gives me structure and it makes my body be like, oh, we know this. So
So
I'm
even though you were in a different place, your habit, like your actions that you took at the hotel, like you tried to keep the same flow that you keep
I
at home.
I didn't, but as an example, it's like my location can change, but if
Hmm.
my rhythm and routines don't change,
Got
then
it.
it's like it creates some sort of stability structure.
Yeah.
Rather than just being a constant state of figuring out or this is no.
Right.
She
Right.
it helped a ton and I was surprised. And that really is kind of what inspired this book because um, like people they can't change for us.
Hmm.
And learning to lead yourself is really hard, especially if it's not something you learned super early in life. So,
It is.
um, and we grew up like we didn't really stop traveling. I was 27.
Hmm.
You were,
I was 30. I think I was 30
yeah,
when I came off the road.
yeah. So now we're like, I think people learn this in school, but we homeschooled and he
Hmm.
graduated early.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good point to make. Like, we didn't,
It wasn't nobody taught us, it's just our life didn't.
our life was, it was just a lot of change. Like, I was 16 when we moved from home up here to South Carolina, had been homeschooling for 4 years. So, as a junior in high school, I went into public school, which up here, the schools were huge compared to, like, even though I was in public school for K through sixth grade, but my class only had like 20 something students in my whole graduating class. And so then when we pulled out and homeschooled for 4 years, which I loved, and doing the co op and all that was like, it was great. But going back into a classroom setting in a school where there were hundreds and hundreds of kids, like, I was so overwhelmed. And it was constant change, it's just been
Right.
constant change. It would take forever for us to like walk through all the changes, which are good. I'm glad that that was the experience that we had, because it doesn't unnerve me now to pivot
Hmm.
quickly, like when things shift really fast. um the problem though with me is because I lived in that energy for years and years and years, and I've never had a healthy routine ever. Eventually, that's that's when I think depression really started to get me, because it was my body's way of screaming at me, because I was so used to just rolling with stuff and being reactive
Yeah.
instead of proactive. And my body did crash out,
Yeah.
like, bad.
I
Really
think
bad.
I
So,
hadn't really heard when we came to Texas,
mhm.
stewardship was a big topic. And so
Stewardship.
stewardship, so like stewarding what you own,
Yeah.
and that includes what we physically own, but also stewarding our time, stewarding our body, stewarding
Mhm.
our
Yeah.
gifts. Like that
Yeah.
was kind of convicting. I've always kind of hidden uh for whatever reason, I've hid some of the stuff I've created, and so it's like, no, it's actually like the gift of the talents where it's like one hit it because he knew he was a stern master. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't want to be like that with other things. So anyway, that's why this book,
That's why we're here.
I'm excited about it because and I keep feeling like it's too simple, but then I keep hearing like do not neglect humble beginnings, I think. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's a verse. It just keeps popping up in my head. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'm hoping it helps people. Thank you, Sayla.
I know it's going to help me.
So I'm excited to get started.